So we're down here in the field opposite the 12th tee. We've been mining some topsoil to cover the new fairways at 3 and 6. Working in conjunction with Natural England to restore this area more to dune lands as opposed to heavy soiled agricultural lands. And one interesting thing we've come across yesterday in the dig was a Roman pot, and we have got an archaeologist here, Gordon Hutchison, who is going to talk us through some of the things he's been digging out. What about you, Gordon?
Okay. Well, hello. My name's Gordon Hutchison. I'm an archaeologist with Dove Archaeological Group, but I'm also a commercial archaeologist with the Canterbury Archaeological Trust. I've come over here today because of Roman pottery that's been found on the site, which is connected to an earlier site that we investigated back in the late 1970s, back in the distance on Dixon's Corner. What we've got on the site here was the finding of two very nice Roman pieces of pottery, and they both date to about 150 AD. And what I'm looking at the moment in the section edge here is part of a hearth. And if you look closely, you can see from the top down, we've got the wind-blown sand on top, and then we've got an area of burning here. It's bolstered up by these stones to reflect the heat. And then you've got the base of the hearth coming through here, and the old land surface. And below that, we've got natural wind-blown sand. But elsewhere on the site, the groundsman and some very sharp-eyed lads found a piece of stunning Roman pottery. It's called Samian, and if you look very, very closely, you can see in the centre is the name of the potter. This came from southern Gaul, and it dates between 100 and 150 AD. It's in wonderful condition, and we've got more pieces of it here that join together. So we're hopeful that we can recover nearly all of it. But what's just as exciting was a second pot, which is off-site now. It was recovered yesterday. It's a highly decorated pot for drinking from, and it was made in Colchester, which was one of the Roman capitals of England at the time. And it's been imported all the way down, probably to Richborough Castle, and then made its way out here. And the next job we've got now is to see how much more of the site might have Roman occupation on it. Over in the section on the far side, you can see the different coloured sands, all wind-blown coming in, but about 30 centimetres down, we've got more Roman pottery coming up. And in the centre of the site is what looks to have been an ancient water channel. And at the bottom of that channel, the darker material that you can see in front of you now, we've got carbonised wood and burnt clay. And that could have only arrived there in the sediments of this channel about the same time in the Roman period. And when you look at the slope, the digger has actually cut down slowly and stopped where this has come up. So this is actually the back end of a water channel or a very large pond, rather like you do find on here even today. And this area is the bottom area of the channel. It's dish shaped, and you can see here this very, very dark material. It's very, very clay-like and very carbonised. So there's been hearths and there's been fires in the locality, and the rake out from that has been washed down into this wet area, and it's sunk down. And what I'm holding are other pieces of burnt clay, and that can only have come from a hearth, a burning area somewhere close by, and it may, just may be connected with the salt industry, because water would come in on the tide into channels like this. They can block those channels off, and then they can wait for the sun to evaporate the water and leave the salt behind. And it's quite an extensive industry in various parts of the UK. So we're very, very delighted to be allowed to come on site and for the groundsman to allow us to do this work, which will add to the story of the site and also of the golf club, because it takes its history back over 2,000 years, which is fantastic.
Thank you very much, Gordon.
Thank you.